suspect things to Miko. When he was trying to take her picture, he was like, "Oh yeah, you're cute," and all them things. I'm like, bro, how old are
I
you,
nearly
my
forgot
friend?
about that.
We have to talk about that, bro. He
That
was
was
questionable.
bro. When I saw that happening, I think to protect myself, I decided to forget her. What's up, guys? It's us, the AK Mindset, with another Kaguya Lovers War Season 2 watch along. And it's sad to say, man, it's the last one, and it's crazy. We've enjoyed the series so much, and rewatching this has definitely been a great experience. I don't know about you, Daniel, but I've loved every moment.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Kaguya, definitely one of my favorite shows from last year, and just re-experiencing it, watching it with Raguel has been a great time because I get to hear what he thinks and how sometimes we be clashing, but it's always good fun when we're having our exchanges. But yeah, 12 episodes. I'm even surprised we made it to the end.
Same, man.
A few hiccups in the middle, but Mama made it. You know them ones there.
we got there. He actually got there. And it's like you said earlier in the week, and we were talking about, it's just always good to rewatch any seasonal anime or any form of media to get a real understanding. And, you know, from what your first impression is, like your second viewing of it is always going to be like, you add value to what you've experienced or what you've watched. And this has definitely added value to my perception and how I've taken in Lovers War as an art form, because this is a classic. This is a piece of great art in the genre, and just to be able to experience it again, jeez, it makes me want to read it. I might have to read it.
Hey, the temptation is so strong, but you know, since they announced season 3, I'm just gonna hold on because we got the OVA, so like that will half fill my belly for this year, for the Kaguya consumption anyway.
True. But hearing that, let's just jump into this episode, and we started off with the student council with like a group photo. And I don't know about you, but this beginning of this episode showed a lot of Kaguya growth and Kaguya reflecting on herself as an individual. And she's very perceptive now of the way she used to act and the way she used to behave. And she was like, oh, there's people who take pictures and stuff. Those are the kind of girls I would think some sort of way to, or have one view of them, you know what I mean? But she's now thinking that maybe her outlook was brought about by her own experience. She's starting to understand that because of how she experienced life and the world and the way her world is structured, this is what has brought on her worldviews. And I feel like that's just such a great character moment for Kaguya, because that's so different from anything we've seen throughout season 1, and obviously starting to see that kind of growth in season 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely hear you. I think these are the moments I really enjoy about the show. When we move away from the whole love banter, like when we get the characters on their own, deliberating, like you were saying, Kaguya doing her self-reflection this episode about the group photo. And I really like this one in particular because of, we haven't had much on Kaguya's past. We have a vague idea of the upbringing based off the season 1 finale, but we haven't really seen Kaguya go too deeply into it, only just hints here and there. So like when we get any moment when Kaguya's reflecting on her past, it kind of gets you to understand the mindset she was in at that time. And we see like she was a very different person back then than who she is now. And it's kind of, you get to see like, well, there's things that she used to, I guess, preoccupy herself when she was in this, I guess, mind space. So I found it very interesting, and I really enjoyed just that reflection, that part of the episode. Yeah.
No, likewise, putting on to what you said, it really is always really impressive to see someone at such a young age being able to understand that the way their worldview and is shaped and what they see and the judgments they make is so like subjective and based on how they've grew up. And she in that moment was like, oh, because of what I valued, I didn't think that was valuable. But to somebody else, that could be the most valuable thing in the world. And her understanding that, oh, now I have some of those tangible things. Now I've got in touch with that kind of area that other people had already experienced. I now understand why pictures are valuable. You know, it might be like a minuscule thing like pictures, but she now understands that, the value of that and the memories and what it means to individuals, and it goes on to play an important theme like throughout this episode.
Yeah, I liked and hopping off that, it's like it kind of gives you a idea of what Kaguya's values, what you were saying, like she was keeping this old phone, like we knew she didn't have one of the smartphones, and what gave that phone value for her was the pictures. She didn't need to upgrade, because for her, she as long as this phone had the pictures, it was valuable. It was everything to her, because she could look back and feel those emotions every time she sees a certain picture and reminisce, because that's a snapshot in time, something that she's captured and something that she holds dear to her heart. So when like certain events happen later on in this section, I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling very, very sad. But another thing before we go into that, I really like comedy in this part, because this is another thing that Kaguya has done so well throughout the season, just balancing the seriousness with the comedy. Like what's his name? The president. Is it the president? No, the principal even. He's a funny guy.
The principal. We might as well move on to that, because that he's just two jokes. The way he steps in and he's like, okay guys, we're taking pictures for brochures and everything, with his whole demeanor and the whole vibe he's giving off, like man's a professional Vogue photographer. I was actually just dying. I was like, this guy is so unserious. And then you have CHIKA trying to do you know, I don't want to slander CHIKA too much, because I did that too often during this season. But CHIKA, as soon as she heard photography, her inner insta thought was like, you know what, it's time for me to shine. It's time for me to get them pics. Had me dying, man.
Yeah, she was she did Ishigami and Miko's thing. Them two were looking nice, you know. When Ishigami puts effort into his appearance, he's top class, you know. Man had their hair done, and then them two were still hating each other still. That brother-sister relationship still strong to this day, bro. Them two are funny, bro. Too funny.
There was so much animosity. I was like, where did that come from? They're dark. Do you know how when it was animated, when you just see a dark cloud come and fall across both of them? I'm like, guys, it's not that deep, man. Just take the picture. It's so funny. But they were looking clean though. They were actually looking clean. I can't deny that. Like,
hey, but before we continue, the principal was saying some very suspect things to Miko. When he was trying to take her picture, he was like, "Oh yeah, you're cute," and all them things. I'm like, bro, how old are you, my friend?
About that.
We have to talk about that, bro. He was questionable,
bro. When I saw that happening, I think to protect myself, I decided to forget about it. But it was wild, because Ishigami had to say to Miko, if anybody comes up to you in the street saying that they're model agency or something, trying to take a picture of you, run or look up, like protect yourself. Because Ishigami was like, Miko, she's too easygoing. That I don't want to say it, but that photographer was acting like one predator.
And he's the principal of the school. Scary.
Hey, my kids would be out of that school. That's for sure. I'll be like, excuse me, no. Man said the different poses. Cute. I was like, nah, bro.
Man, allow me, please.
I was like, you're doing way too much. Actually, way too much.
Yeah, and then what's it with when he said when he was saying to CHIKA and Shirogane, yo, you guys be boyfriend and girlfriend, and Kai was like, yo, do you know how much money my family pours into this school? Do you know how I can get you fired quick? Vexed. And then he was just like, oh, I wanted Kaguya to do it. And obviously she can't be in pictures because of the family policy. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna allow you for today. But that was another moment that made me laugh.
like you said, cracked me up because of how quickly we always see Kaguya change. She'll be all like one way, reactive. Oh, I can't believe this. Again, Chika and Miyuki. Nah, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Vex, thinking of ways and scheming, doing the most. And then suddenly, she'll be like, her face would just change, her whole like demeanor, blah. What?
Mad mood swing.
Like, trust me. And I think something that also like jumped out at me was when the principal clocked the vibe as well with Ishigami and Ino, and saying that they act like brothers that have that brother and sister vibe, students who help each other behind each other's back without knowing. Right, spot on, my guy. You're spot on. Oh, you're spot
Read them like
on.
a book.
Trust me, both of them looking like, no, we don't do that. That's not us, man. You both know it's true, man. You guys have been in each other's corner from day one, from actually day one.
Facts. And then also we have the rooftop scene, which just shows how the student council, just like everyone is just so supportive and such a good friend, because they're like, they know Kaguya can't be in public photos, but they're just like, oh yeah, this is just for friends. And she's like, oh yeah, I want to use this phone. And that just I think that attention to detail, knowing how even though she was trying to pretend like, okay, yeah, it's not a big deal, like, I can't be in the photo, they're like, no, you're part of the group, so you have to be in the photo. Like that made me smile, man. I was like, oh, that's heartwarming, you know.
Now that group dynamic is so sweet, and it's obviously one of the main reasons we look for those interactions within this group, like the student council group. They're so loving, caring, like they do things when they don't have to. And that right there was like, it just shows the dynamic has been so strong with everybody, and everybody's been fighting together and have brought all of each other to this point in the stage. But saying that, I don't know how she dropped her phone from there. The wind, bro, the wind does not, no, I don't believe it. I was watching there and I was like, it's very unfortunate, but let's just say that would never happen to me, because man, I'm not looking to buy a new phone anytime soon.
Listen, I was distraught. I was in turmoil when I saw her run down the stairs talking about it's gonna be fine, and the phone broken. I was broken. I was hurting. She was in so much pain. Yeah, that scene was
distraught, man. She was distraught. When you just see her face, and everybody knows, everybody's aware, and because of how headstrong Kage is, you don't want to slap it onto her like, oh, are you alright, and stuff like that. She's not the kind of, as we've seen, individual that reacts well to that. It's more like whenever she's ready kind of thing, you know what I mean? So seeing how she was putting up a front, and even Miyuki, you could tell by his face and everybody's reaction, like, oh nah, this is not the best thing to happen. Like this is not great. And how Kage was like, oh, don't worry, let me just go downstairs and grab it. And as she goes downstairs with that music, and she's thinking about everything that happened this year and the memories and the growth, I was like, no, especially with us knowing that she now values these kind of things from the beginning of the episode. It's pain, man.
Severe pain. That was very, very sad. Like that whole scene, and like how it's just the way the tone of the scene just changes. Like everyone's happy, like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a picture, and then boom, just despair hits, and it's just like, why are you doing this to me, Orphan? Why are you making Kaguya sad? Because now I'm sad.
Trust me. And I'm not sure, but I think this is when we move on to like the next section. The student council is going to get that group photo. And Queen Hayasaka was done so dirty in this section, because like, when I was watching this, I did not know how to. I was like, I understand Kaguya how you're feeling. This is the thing that like stood out to me the most in this section. But bro, Hayasaka is trying to do jokes with you. She's trying to not even do jokes. She's trying to do what you've been doing all year, like forever, hypothesizing of ways in which this situation will make you win or lose. And I know you're hurting right now, but you left her hanging. Hayasaka was like, wait, if you buy the same phone as the president, he would think, this will make him have a better like grounds to beat you and win. And she's non-reactive. And then she's also like, but if you just get the upgraded phone and stuff like that. And I was like, you could tell Hayasaka felt betrayed. It was so funny, but it was sad at the same time.
Man, you didn't see, you see Kaguya's eyes in those scenes. They were dead. Like, it was she had no emotion. She was back to like her pre-Miyuki persona. She was cold. She didn't care. She had like no attachment. She just wanted what she wanted. And like Hayasaka, she needs to learn how to read the room a little bit better, because when that phone shattered, a lot of personal things from Kaguya was lost, and she's out here doing, this one's got a nice processor. And like, I love Hayasaka, knowing that she's all up in the technology gives her points, but read the room, please.
She was shelling out all her knowledge, her phone knowledge. She was like, we're about to get Kaguya a great phone, but she didn't understand Kaguya wasn't on the same vibe as her, and really didn't care at all. And we continue to see that with her interaction back in the student council room. How she, like, everybody knows, vibe check, Kaguya is not the same. Kaguya is, whatever happened we know what happened, but the events that unfolded have really affected her. And you can see everybody kind of like tiptoeing around her, trying to be very sensitive, not really unsure, because we've never really seen Kaguya like this. So they're unsure what words to say and how they can like lift her spirits in this moment in time. Or is it one of those where we're gonna have to, because of the kind of individual Kaguya is, we kind of have to let her figure out by herself and tell us how like we can help her, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think another reason why is like the president tries to do their little game of like, I might figure out a sneaky way of her for her to ask for my number. She just asks him, and he's like, wait. She's like, wait, what? Wait, that's not how this is supposed to go. And that's why I think he like kind of clocks it, like, oh, okay, this is a serious thing, man. She's actually in a state. And I feel like they all kind of conspired together to like get Kaguya out get Kaguya out of her funk. And that's another reason why I like this group of, they all contribute something. When you get that scene when the light's coming back to her eyes, like she lost something, but she gained so much more.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's why the first two parts of this episode, like the way them two intersect or interconnect, very good, very good. It was very enjoyable.
It's like you said, man, just the fact that she was not on playing her normal mind games and stuff, you know she's broken. Like when she came up and just asked for the ID, she's like, let's just exchange IDs. Man was like, what? It was like, he was so confused. Everything, it didn't make sense. The world didn't make sense to him. He was like, man, I must be dreaming. I actually must be dreaming. I think the other thing that was really funny in this section was the fact that Miko thought that they already had a group chat and she hadn't been invited to it.
Oh yeah, that was a little funny scene. I like that a lot.
I was crying. I was like, Miko, man, you're so cute, man. You're so innocent. She just thought they didn't rate her enough to add her to the group chat, which is crazy. Because she'd be first on the list.
She wouldn't, but Miko is adorable. Can't lie.
No, I can't take that Miko slander. She would be first in the group chat.
She would not.
Number one.
The only reason they didn't make the group chat is because Kage didn't have a phone yet. So
it's just also another like nice sentiment. Imagine they decided not to do that for Kaguya, which is crazy. It's just actually going the extra mile. And when they got added to that group chat and Kaguya realized everything that she thought was lost was actually not lost, and everybody else in the group also had those photos and had more. Like, and she was the revelation that this is the kind of things being in a group kind of entails, is that even if you're not, you lose what was captured, other individuals, other people are able to bring everything that you thought you lost and contribute more beyond your wildest dreams. And she was so like taken back, like you said, the light coming back into her eyes and just the happiness flowing into her, just understand. It was like a real growth moment, that understanding that she doesn't when she loses something, it's not lost forever, but it can find it in the individuals around her, which was incredible.
And I love that last scene where she's like, okay, let's take another photo, and like they're all like getting together like that. It's just, that's high school, you know, that's brings back memories, you know, nostalgia, you know. It's a great feeling, like just seeing a group of friends together and like just having fun, enjoying each other's presence, and just, I don't know, just interacting, especially when the interactions are done so well. You can you really felt the joy. Like, I felt the joy when she saw all these pictures, and then even new pictures, because she knows, like, okay, I'm not the only one taking pictures. Someone might have taken a picture I didn't even know about. Now I've got more memories, more things to value, and hopefully she doesn't break this phone, but even if she does, she probably got cloud now, so she good.
Yeah,
she can break
she blessed
it.
now. She blessed. She blessed, man. The last phone wasn't cutting it, because when you break that and they said it's on the hard drive, that's lost forever, I was like, that's why sometimes it's not bad to upgrade. Sometimes it's not, you know, just to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, she could have just sent the picture to her new phone for real, but I'm not going to say anything more.
You really could have. So we're going to move on to the last section. CHIKA wants to inflate, and this was just comedy. Like pure comedy, man, pure banter, and CHIKA coming up with the maddest games. The game group she's in, I know there need to be episodes or in the future where we just concentrate on them, because I know they're playing the maddest of games. Because this game here, because they play games that bring out the worst in individuals. Like, she purposely chooses games to create an atmosphere that is gonna bring out sides of you that you didn't want people to see. Like, bring out sides of you that you didn't even know. You think you're a different person, man, but you're not.
That's so true.
It always starts with her, man, pumping that balloon so big, man. She wasn't trying to elongate the game at all.
Nah, she's actually, I've said it so many times, she's actually such an agent of chaos, bro. Fam, she just came with this game, like, it's always her, you said it. She comes with these games. She had the card game. She had the marriage game. And now she has this one too. Fam, listen, this game just, as you said, brought out the worst in every single person. So many moments, I was just laughing for like 5 minutes straight, because there was so many moments where I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Like, Kaguya trying to get CHIKA to eat tangerines because the citrus will make the balloon pop. That's so dumb. And then Shirogane, oh my days, bro. The flashback to his dad. He's like, oh yeah, treat a woman you like right. And he's just like, nope. He just pumped it once and let Kaguya. Oh, no, that's too funny.
That bit, I legit thought Shirogane was going to be like, yeah, I have to be a big man now. It has to be perfect. This is a woman. This is history in the making. My dad told me things I'm following. Man said, nah, I'm good. Pumped it once, skedaddled. I'm like, yeah, this is, you guys really, you guys really did, when it counted, they weren't really trying to help each other in this.
So true. It's so true. How can Ishigami be the narrator? And shout out to the narrator, man. Man put out the 10 out of 10 performance for this episode. Because man said, oh yeah, Ishigami, he's gone through the sports festival. He's had character development. And then man said, I'm scared. I ran away.
He can't. Bro, when the balloon in his head was chasing him and he was running, but before even the balloon was chasing him, He was like, you could saw he was invigorated. You saw the strength. We knew everything he's been through. He looked like, he's gonna, Ishigami, everybody's letting us down. Ishigami will not let us down today. He will not let us down. 2 seconds later, he's running from an imaginary big red balloon in his head and he's doing up 10 toes saying, nah, I'm not about it. I was dying. How did the commentator say that? Then I would say, maybe the sports festival was a waste of time. I was like, man said it was pointless. I was dying. I was like, bro, maybe it was. Wait,
I'm not gonna lie to you, because the way man he just switched up like nothing even happened. Like we just come and continue. It's season 1, or what's it, episode 1? Nothing even happened, you know. And bro,
nothing has changed.
Chika telling Miko, oh yeah, do it again, pump another one, keep going though. And then the others are like, oh yeah, you're scum. And then they start jeering too.
And they start doing it, bro.
I'm finished.
What Chika? See, I expect this from Chika. She's the same girl who tried to change legions when it was the election. This is the same girl who's on crud. I expect her to do the most. She's political. She understands. She was like, I'm not going to lose. Pump it. It's fine. And I was like, bro, no, not Miko Ino. Like, she's so innocent. Not
she
my
looked like
Miko.
she was suffering each pump.
She was so stressed, man. I've never seen somebody like so stressed. I was like, it's gonna be all right. I was surprised that it didn't blow up in her face. That was for sure.
Bruv, listen, that whole, I think it was just the perfect part to end the season on, because it was just so funny. Like, and then when the balloon actually pops, like that whole montage at the end, that was cool. I really liked that. But so funny. I think this episode was just everything you expect from Love of War: drama, good character interactions, and comedy. You all laugh watching this show, like 100%. If you don't laugh, I'm just like, bro, really? Like, there's got to be something in this show that will make you laugh. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. There's gonna be something that makes you laugh.
It's true. It's very incredible, and only they know how to end a season right. And like when the bloom popping with the acid from the orange, and then everything exploding and it affecting everybody in the world around them, and we just see all the characters throughout the season saying they're goodbye until next season. And obviously we had the incredible music to send us out. I was like, yeah, this is special, man. This is what great storytelling, great writing, great voice acting. You know, when everything comes together, this is what it produces, man. Like, I'm so impressed.
I have to agree.
Come with the da-dee-da-dee-doo.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Suzuki. I think his name's Suzuki something, but yeah, great opening. You're 2 for 2 right now for Kaguya. 2 for 2.
So incredible. It's soon to be 3 for 3, man. You need I'll give.
Yeah, they need to bring him back.
He won't flop if he gets it, man. If he gets it. And since we ended that, it'll be cool and obviously very interesting for the viewers to know our favorite moments and best character throughout the series and which ones touched us the most. So I think, bro, we should do
top 3.
I think we should do top 3. What would you rather do? Characters first or moments first?
Normally I say I don't mind, but let me be decisive and say moments.
Cool. Start us off, man. Top 3 moments, man.
So
go 1 to however you want to do it.
Okay, so number 3, the Kaguya asking Shirogane to stay being the president, and just a little short thing, because this is one of the first moments you see of, I guess, pure honesty, no games, just them bearing their emotions. You see them actually interacting for real and not playing their silly games. And just, it was nice to see Kaguya being honest for once. I like how she was dealing with this insecurity this whole episode, all that part about the dilemma of what am I gonna call the president because he's not the president? And then
Yeah.
Shirogane, just like the fact that he wasn't gonna be the president anymore, but he only ran again because of Kage. This shows like the level of affection he had for her and like, how much he is willing to do things to make her happy. That was a really nice moment early on in this season. And then number two is I just liked that little portion in episode, I think it's 8 or 9. I think it's actually no, it's 10, sorry, with Osorogi when she's going around surveying the school, because I think she was like a nice underrated character, and I liked how she sees things from a more objective point of view. Like when she was observing Ishigami in the cheer squad, and she just goes to the cheer squad leaders like, oh yeah, make sure you look after him, and like they're like, oh yeah, no, we've got him, and it's that moment that I really enjoy, because up until this point most of the other students are quite hostile towards Ishigami, so to know that the cheer squad leaders are in his corner and they kind of recognize the effort he's putting in, even though he's somebody who would be, I guess, quite adverse to putting himself out there. It's nice to see that they're not going in with their biases. And then number one, the election, Miko versus Shirogane, that whole scene, that's my favorite scene.
Preaching, man.
Because
you're preaching.
When we have the past of Miko and we understand like she's been trying to do this, and every time she gets to this final hurdle where she needs to convey her intentions or how she's gonna lead the school, and she always stumbles because she doesn't have the confidence, and everyone's been making fun of her, they're not taking her seriously. And for Shirogane to kind of notice that, and he could just sit back, and this is why he's such a great character, for him to listen to Ishigami, it's like, oh yeah, I want her to lose, and he to understand the intention behind Ishigami's words, and to have the willingness to draw out Miko in a way where he knows if those two have a one-on-one confrontation, she's going to be able to speak clearly, and even though that might be detrimental to him winning the election, he doesn't care because he's just willing to help. I like just seeing Miko slowly growing confidence, like saying all these things, talking about the bald head, even though that's a bit weird. That was really enjoyable, and it's why it's one of the highest of the season. Like just seeing Miko like beat up her chest, and then like you get that little scene after when people are like, you were so close to winning, and then like she finally recognized for all the effort she's been putting in. That was really heartwarming to see, and she's smiling. Yeah. That's my favorite moment of the season for sure.
That's a solid top 3, man. That's you could say that's a big 3 right there, because those are definitely great moments during the season, and mine kind of reflect what you did as well. So my number 3 is the joys of stargazing moment, when it was just cool to see Miyuki having interest outside of the student council and like school, and his passion was really conveyed so well, how much he was so like he enjoyed stargazing and everything around stargazing, and you could tell how significant his like joy for that and passion was, because in that moment he was so relaxed with Kaguya, like he wasn't overthinking it, he wasn't doing the mind games or anything. And in that moment what was great for me was that you could really see how they would be as a couple outside of the bounds of the student council room, you know, how they would interact with each other, like, and you know, they could work. It was that moment when I was like, you know what, these two should just if they stop doing their nonsense, we can get to the end where they're just together and everybody be happy, like just quickly pattern up.
Yeah, it needs to be like that all the time.
It has to be. So I really enjoyed that. Number 2 was I think that was your number 1, the election arc. Election. I feel like it's always hard to say the elections, because it wasn't like a short 1 episode thing, but that it was so incredible though, and definitely like you said, why I really enjoyed it was Miko Ino, and Miko having that having her hard work actually come to fruition and bring out and bear fruit. And that was just incredible that she's been working so hard for a long time, and people haven't noticed, and people haven't given her flowers. But now because of individuals like Miyuki and even the rest of the gang, she's able to bring out the best of herself in the very moment where she's been weak most of the time, when she's frozen up on stage and stuff. Other people were able to bring out her real greatness, her real shine, and that was definitely incredible. And just to see like everybody work together during the elections and shine in their own aspects, like with Shirigane and Kaguya with their technicalities and everything, showing how much they've changed and helped, how much the student council has changed and helped the school, bringing up all those graphs and stuff, doing the analysis and stuff. That was so interesting to see, because we never get to see them really do the hard work most of the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Because we're so focused on the relationships and stuff, which is cool. But that definitely showed that they've been putting a lot of work and effort in throughout the school year. And my number one, definitely the sports festival, Ishigami, facing his ghost, the ghost of his past, facing like that struggle, that pain, and just defeating that and moving on and being affirmed in his beliefs and understanding that the people that have now helped him to get to this point, he should also have faith in them and have faith that wherever happens, you'll be good. And you could really tell with, especially though the last episode and stuff, his sense of relief, and he seemed to be more relaxed in himself, like, I don't have to stress, I don't have to be that individual who is overthinking stuff in his head and stuff. I have important people around me, and they've allowed me to get through a lot of these things, so let's go and let's do the most, you know what I mean? Those are my top 3 moments.
Very good moments.
It was hard to choose, man. It was hard to choose, wasn't it?
It was.
Like, there's a lot of top moments in this series. Okay, moving on to what were your best characters and the characters that had the best impressions throughout this whole season, man?
I wanted to restrict myself to the characters that debuted this season, but I was like, nah, that's unnecessary.
That'd be tough.
Yeah, it'd just be unnecessary. But I'm just trusting that you'll say some different characters to me. So
yeah.
I say honorable mention to Chika, because even though we be getting onto her, she really does bring life to the show. And anytime she's teaching Shirogane, that's guaranteed peak comedy, 10 out of 10. I'm gonna be cruising. But yeah, into the top 3 or my favorites. So I got Osorogi. I think I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about her moment. I just like, she kind of resembles me. Like, she just be chilling, quiet, kind of views things in a more objective way, takes time to calm the more excited person down. So I really liked her vibe, and I also like how she was always there for Miko. Like, she's the one constant in her life, if you think about it, because her parents, obviously, they're out here doing humanitarian.
Trash.
They're not trash. They're out here improving the world, man. But yeah, I really rate that she's been supporting Ino from like the jump, and she respects Ino. So also Rogi, I think I really enjoyed the role she played in this season. And I'm not sure if she's gonna get any more focus, but I'd be interested to see more. And then my next pick would be Shirogane. Multiple examples throughout this season why he is the GOAT for me. He's the supportive king. He helps others even though it might be a detriment to himself. He's thoughtful. He's multifaceted, smart, adaptable, and like there's so many moments in this season where you're just like, wow, Shirogane, you're that guy. Like election, like I said before, Ishigami, even the Ishigami one is so good because it kind of recontextualizes their relationship, because them two were kind of tight before, but now like he kind of picked Ishigami up when no one was willing to help him, and like the fact that he went out of his way to go to his house and like tell him like, nah, you don't even need to be writing that rubbish letter, bro. If I'll tell you what you should write, that's what kind of reinvigorates Ishigami, because he remembers that. And that's such a significant moment in his life, knowing that Shirogane helps him in that phase. And then like him with Kaguya, like how he's the reason why Kaguya changed. Like she stopped being so cynical. Like just another reason why I feel like he's such a great person, and I think he's gonna continue to be a great person. And then my last pick, I think you know who I'm gonna be saying. Kaguya, yeah.
Oh.
My
Okay.
queen.
Okay. Do you know I didn't expect that? Okay.
Oh, you didn't. I mean, I was gonna say Hayasaka, but nah. I do like Hayasaka, but I have to give it to Kaguya. She was funny. She also provided me with some emotional moments. That moment with the heart, and then when she was talking about with the doctor, that was too funny. That was too funny.
To this day, man.
And then like the way she be switching to sometimes, especially with Chika, whenever like Chika will say something and then she'll be cussing her, and then like Chika will say something and she's like, oh, I love this girl. And then how she's just so, I guess, skilled. You saw in the election, like the way she was able to control that room with just like, she just tapped the microphone, caused the feedback, everyone's looking at her, and like she organized her points, and she was working behind the scenes to get Shirogane support. It just shows how much she's willing to support this man because she respects him. And then like Ishigami, this is an underrated part about Kaguya. I feel like her relationship with Ishigami is like one of my favorite things about this series, because it shows a different side, like her as the senior, and like she's always willing to help Ishigami out, especially, which is really good because people don't even like Ishigami, and she doesn't care about any of that. She's like, now I'm gonna help him out because he's in the student council and he's one of the people who kind of helped change my view in life. So whenever I see Kage and Ishigami together, like it's a really good chance for her to show off. And then in the election, not election, sports festival, like that little part there where she's like, oh, I could just go up and tell her, but I'm not gonna do that because that would disrespect Ishigami. That really improves my opinion of her because of the respect she has for Ishigami to not go and ruin what he did. She respects him, so that's why she's just gonna let Otomo slide. So yeah, that's why Kage was my top character of this season. And also her being more honest in her feelings too.
I think everything you said is definitely right. Kaguya has been absolutely incredible, and her development as a character and as a person has been so substantial through this season. Like, it's crazy. She is, her and Miyuki, that's why they make sense. The kind of stature that they have as individuals and the potential they have together is outstanding, man. It's actually incredible. So let me jump into my list, and my third place is Miko Ino. And this one is not agenda driven. Like, just because I love her doesn't mean she has to be my top 3. But genuinely, her place in the student council, it was a place that was needed. Like, a position for her to be in, to bring another side of everybody's character and the way she's able to interact with everybody, and just all the banter. You know, when she's dropping into the room and seeing people in weird positions and stuff, it's like, nah, it's time for me to go home.
That's too funny.
She's like the child of the council room, naive, impressionable, but also like very strong backbone. When she wants to bring across an ideal or something, she'll bring it across. She's one to watch for future presidency, because her and her best friend, what's the best friend's name again?
Osorogi.
Because you can't mention Miko without mentioning her real backbone, Osorogi, the truth.
Yeah, facts.
So like, is one and the other one, you know, they inseparable. Two facts, man, facts. She was incredible this season. And number 2, Hayasaka. So I know So Hayasaka, for me, I've been so impressed. I think this is the most impressed I've been by a character that her role is so limited in the series. You know what I mean? It doesn't, and for her to have such an impact on me as a viewer and not be a main character with like substantial amount of things to say and not even be involved in main story themes, it's crazy. She brings so much to Kaguya's life, and she brings so much to the to balance Kaguya as well, and which is really great. The balance really showcased and is why the storyline of Kaguya becomes like enriched, because having that second outside voice be so vocal in Kaguya's life makes you understand and gives you a much more broader idea of Kaguya and her family and her history and like the world surrounding Kaguya, because we haven't seen it in depth, but we know that the kind of family that she's a part of, they're very different.
Definitely.
That is not normal. Like, it's definitely not normal. And Hayasaka was just her being there just made me love the show even more, man. And my number one, Ishigami,
yes,
the great one, Ishigami, man. Ishigami, why he was so pronounced for me in this like season was how real he was compared to all of the characters. Ishigami showcases, I think, the majority. You know what I mean? Like when you have people like Miyuki and people like Kaguya, those people are kind of like, I would say, a small percentile. You know what I mean? You don't really get a lot of the excellence like that. Ishigami is the everyday brother. You know what I mean? The
every man.
You know what I mean?
The
every man. He's the one fighting for all of us, man. And that's why like I love him so much, man. And I love his story, and everything he does is so real. The way he confronts stuff, the way he is affected by stuff, the way he acts, the way he behaves, the way he voices his opinions, the way he protects other people, the way he shows his affection. You know, it's so real. Like you look at him like, wow, like bro, like Ishigami. And that's why he's the one that when everything is said and done, when he confronts and overcomes any situation, we enjoy it more, we feel it more. Like when he confronts everything, his history and his past, man's out here rooting for him the most. When it's Kaguya or somebody else, when they confront it, I expect them to confront it. I know the kind of, I know the kind of people they are. And I'm like, I expect you to be able to deal with that. Ishigami, you've seen him drop so many times, and every time he gets up, you're like, yes. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I've just enjoyed you know what I mean? I've enjoyed his growth in this series, and he's been a breath of fresh air. Like, he's incredible, and that's my top 3, man. That's I'm surprised how different.
I'm surprised too.
How different.
I thought we were gonna have some overlap, but like, in fact, I don't think there's actually any overlaps in our characters, so I'm actually quite happy with that.
Same. Because when I was doing mine, I was thinking, Daniel's definitely gonna have Ishigami in this top 3 or something like that. But just to see how like we perceived these characters so differently and enjoyed them so different, just shows that anybody can get so much from each and every character in this series. You know what I mean? Because usually, I feel like if it's a show that doesn't have a wide range of great characters, everybody's favorite character is the same individual. Yeah. It's the same 3 individuals. You know what I mean? But Love is always so blessed and enriched with so many vibrant characters that everybody can love. Like you can't even go wrong. You actually can't go wrong.
Exactly. That's what makes this show so good, and that's why I like doing these kind of things where like I'll be talking to you or I'll be talking to someone else, because like we watch the same 12 episodes, we all watch the same thing, but our favorites are completely different. and that's a testament to how well written the cast is, and also a testament to how different experiences people, like what people take from things that, like you were saying, is different, because even though we watch the same things, certain things stuck out to you that might not have stuck out to me, and vice versa. And that's why it might have had different resonance, and that's why we can like someone more than the other person. But that doesn't mean like we don't like the same characters. It's just like, you know, someone, they just make that special place within you, you know. Because I like Ishigami, I like Miko, I like Kayasaka, I like all of those guys. Like, I guess, like, for me to make my top 3, I have to think, I was thinking, I guess, differently from you, and that's why it's actually good that we had this discussion, because I think the way, especially for Hayasaka and Ishigami, the way you really spoke on those two, I really liked how your points on those, because it made me think as well, especially because there were Hayasaka, because she's a side character, so it makes a lot of sense why you'd have her in your top 3, because of how she's being utilized in her limited time.
It's always great to hear what others think about different characters and just the arcs. And like you said, everybody listening to this, like whenever or wherever, you also have like the individuals you really liked and fell in love with their storyline and stuff like that. And that's like the best thing about watching and experiencing any form of entertainment, media, or like book, whatever it is, like just understanding that other people get such a different view and outlook and experience from the same exact thing. Like, it's like eating food, man. You be eating the food, and I'll be talking about the rice. I'll be talking about my guy will be talking about the chicken. Is that, bro? But we're eating the same food, man. We're eating the same. But it's cool to eat it with somebody else and be like, bro, you like the rice? Yeah, but I like the chicken. But the food is good, in it. You know what I mean? The whole meal is good.
At the end of the day, the food is good.
The food is good, and this food that we've digested for 12 episodes has been great. Like, flowed through my system. I feel nourished. Are you nourished, Daniel?
Oh, most definitely. Overnourished.
We're making them gains. I said overnourished. But I said overnourished, man. No, it's definitely been great, and we've definitely enjoyed doing all 12 episodes of Love Is War. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. Whenever you listen to this, or wherever you listen to this, I hope you have enjoyed the experience and just vibing with us. And there's definitely more to come. We're gonna try and go back and think and reflect and think about other series that we would like to review and rewatch and talk over, because like it's been lit.
Most definitely. And also, like, you, man, in the comments, wherever you are, like Twitter, Instagram, just if you want us to talk about a series, or you're interested in what we'd think as we're experiencing a series, you can just type in the comments below, and then, like, maybe if we both like the series, we can talk about that one next, because we're still thinking of ideas for the next series that we do on this, I guess, rewatch. So yeah, like, we're open to ideas, and we're also open to hearing what you guys thought about Kaguya as well, season 2, if you're excited for season 3. I mean, if you're not excited for season 3, I'm like, what? I really want to hear why you're not excited. So, but yeah.
So if you have nothing else to say, Daniel, I'll bring this to a nice, easy, and sad but great end. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes. It's time for us to disappear into the ether.
That's the ether. Yeah, guys. Well, hopefully we won't disappear for too long. Shout us on our socials. Give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Just show some support, and we'll continue to improve our content. Like, you can't tell us we're not improving. We're coming hard there every time, man. We're definitely getting better. Remember the first video we ever recorded? Yeah, let's not talk about that one. Let's not talk about that one. So yeah, fam, it's been great, and guys, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Deuces.